Welcome students, I am Shubham Goyal and I'm gonna teach you about data preprocessing in machine learning. This is the fifth lecture of data preprocessing lecture series. Okay, let's start. These are some of the topics that we have to discuss today. First, we have to understand the concept of data reduction followed by various benefits to perform data reduction. After that, different techniques of data reduction are discussed in detail. Data reduction. It is a process of constructing a condensed representation of the dataset which is smaller in volume while maintaining the integrity of the original one. The efficiency of result should not degrade with the data reduction. Basically, by data reduction, we want to say that any technique used for data reduction must not degrade the accuracy of the model that can be obtained using the original dataset. So, integrity of data should be maintained even after feature reduction. There are some facts about the data reduction in machine learning. There exists a optimal number of features in a feature set for corresponding machine learning task. Adding additional features than optimal ones, that is must condition, results in a performance degradation because of added noise. So basically these points are representing that there is a optimal number of features that can be used to train your ML model. If you add more number of features than the optimal one, then the performance gets degraded. Let's understand this thing with the help of one picture or a graph. Okay, here the fact discuss about the relationship between the number of features and the ML model performance is explained with the help of a graph. It can be clearly seen from the graph that with the number of feature additions, means if we add number of features or the dimensionally after the optimal ones, then the performance of our classifier it starts decreasing. That means our performance is gets decreased if you add more number of features than your optimal ones. Okay, so always perform the model training using the optimal number of features, but finding the optimal number of features is a very challenging task. These are some benefits of data reduction. First one is accuracy improvement. As model is now trained on optimal feature set, so chance of redundant and noisy element variation is quite less. Second one, overfitting risk reduction. This is the most important one. Basically, overfitting is the state at which parameters of machine learning model is very precisely tuned according to training data. At overfitting state, the training accuracy of model is high, no doubt. But when actual real life data set is used for testing or the model is put to actual real life usage, the prediction results are very of low quality. So overfitting should not be there, and reduction helps you to avoid this overfitting condition. Speed up in training, as the model is now trained on less number of features. Improve data visualization. Due to reduction in dimension, the complexity of data visualization is also reduced. That means less number of features are easy to visualize than more number of feature. Next one, increase the explainability of the ML model. Next, increase the storage space efficiency. Now more data can be stored on the same space, and storage cost is also reduced. Now, some of the major techniques and well-known techniques of data reduction are attribute subset selection, low variance filter, high correlation filter, numerosity reduction, and dimensionality reduction. We will discussing each of these techniques in a one by one manner. First one, attribute subset selection. The highly relevant attribute should be used, rest all can be discarded. So it simply means that you have to select the optimal feature set and discard the remaining ones. So there are some techniques of attribute subset selection. First one is brute force approach, which is the general approach, or you can say hit and trial method also. Try all possible feature set subsets as input to the machine learning algorithm and analyze the result. Or use the statistical approach. The concept of statistical testing is applied for selecting the most significant features from the original feature set. So second one is more good to be used as it take less time and give more accurate results. In case of brute force, you take more time to find the optimal feature set. So brute force technique. Let me explain it. Let's have with the help of some example. So we have taken some features here, feature 1 to 9 and a target variable. So target is determined using the features 1 to 9 here, or you can say feature 1 to 9 are predictors and target is the output. So there are some steps that need to be followed for brute force technique. First, construct the power set corresponding to the feature set, that is 2 raised to power 9. Now select an element from the power set. Okay. Now step 3, measure the accuracy of the learning model corresponding to the selected feature. So using this selected feature set, you have to measure the model accuracy. Now repeat step 2 to 3 until desired accuracy is achieved. So you have to again select the element from the power set and again calculate the accuracy, and this process goes on until you get a desired accuracy. But number of these steps or iteration can be reduced by using the expert domain knowledge. The expert domain knowledge will help to identify the features that must be present in the optimal feature set, and rest other features can be used or find using this brute force technique. Now statistical technique. In this, help of different statistical approaches is taken to select an optimal feature set, but here we have taken the chi-square test or discuss the chi-square test. The formula for chi-square test is this one, where C represents the degree of freedom, O represents the observed values, and E is the expected values. Here, the degree of freedom is equivalent to the number of values in feature vector minus 1. So, a chi-square test is used to identify the independence of predictors, like in the previous example we taken f1 to f9. That is the feature vectors which are used to obtain the value of the target vector, and or here chi-square test is used to measure the independence between the predictors and the target variable. So this method helps to identify the highly dependent features vectors on which the target is dependent. So independent features can be removed. So more the value of chi-square test or chi-square variable, higher is the dependence level. So the elements having the very low value of the chi-square variable can be removed from the optimal set. Next one is low variance filter. The normalized features that have variance less than a threshold value are removed from the dataset that is not considered among the optimal feature set. Now, in data means less information, or you can say that if there is a little variation in your data, you can say that the information carried by data is very less. Basically, it can also be said that little variance, mostly every data entity has approximately same value. So explaining this, here we have taken a sample dataset corresponding to 3 features for which variance are listed as follows. For f1 the variance is 0.11, for f2 variance is 0.10, and for f3 0.012. So we can see that f3 has least variance, and even data corresponding to f3 means this data corresponding to f3 is nearly same. So we can say that f3 can be removed from the optimal set or should not be counted in the optimal set. High correlation filter. The normal attributes that have correlation coefficient more than a threshold are also removed, since similar trend means similar information is carried. Correlation coefficient is usually calculated using the statistical method such as Pearson or the chi-square value method. Like in case we have taken that age and DOB. Okay, next one is numerosity reduction. This enables to store the model of the data instead of the whole data. Okay. For example, in case of regression analysis, Regression model or regression equation can be stored with all coefficient instead of the entire data to make predictions of future values of the target variable. Like if we store this equation, y is equal to 0.2811x plus 0.13.9, then this equation can be used to predict the future values of y depending on the values of x. Even the past values of y can also be predicted using this equation. So we can use this equation instead of storing this entire data. Next one is dimensionality reduction. In this technique, number of dimensions in dataset are decreased not simply by selecting an optimal feature set, but much more than that. Okay, means here we that subset not select the subset or the optimal set from the feature set, but we have to reduce dimension using some mathematical formulations. Here dimensionality of data set is directly related to the learning complexity of the model. This we already know. So a dimension refers to the number of geometric planes the data set lies in, which could be high so much that it cannot be visualized with pen and paper. So a well-known method of dimensionality reduction is principal component analysis that will be discussed in the next lecture. So we can also say that number of planes are higher, the complexity of dataset will be higher. So these are some of the topics we discussed today. What is data reduction, and along with some benefits of it, we have discussed the impact of number of feature dimensions on the model performance explained with the help of a graph of classifier performance. Different techniques of data reduction along with their pros and cons are also discussed in this lecture. Thank you for watching the lecture video, students, and do watch and understand the remaining lectures in data preprocessing series. Once again, thank you.